This is Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And I'm back. That's right, y'all. In full effect. And so, yeah, yesterday kind of got crazy because apparently my phone was not charged. And then, of course, I woke up thinking that, yeah, I'll get up and go live before I go to work, and woke up and my phone was dead. So I wasn't able to hang out with you guys yesterday, but I'm here today and I'm gonna do just that. But first I got to make sure that I got notifications, because if I get one, that means you may have gotten one as well. So let's see here, see how long it take YouTube to get on the ball. All right. Oh, there's one. All right, I got mine. Hopefully you guys are getting your notification. So as you guys are getting notifications and about to, you know what? I got to figure out why, for whatever reason, YouTube, when they show my live stream now, is stretched out. See, I look all stretched out for some reason. I don't understand. I don't like looking stretched out. Somebody said they're here. Well, good. Over here, over there. Over here, over there, over here. Welcome to the show tonight. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. So if you are just logging in, please hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. What else? Let's see. Text MAGA to 330. I forget the number now. Wait, 330. See, that's why I need my clips. Wait, 330 97. Don will have to post it. Totally forgot the number, and I'm not gonna look it up. But anyway, please, when you get a second, text MAGA to that number that I don't remember. Okay, there you go. 330-974-4607. Haha, 974-4607. There it is. I still got a couple memory cells left. And also, don't forget, check out Kevin's Corner store when you get a chance. The links are below. And if you want to support the channel through my Cash App, you can do that as well. My PayPal link, or through the Super Chat. Now, with that being said, we got to hurry up and jump in, because I don't know about y'all, but my gaslight is on full. I can't take no more gaslighting. I'm done. I'm sitting there going, man, if y'all continue to lie about what's going on out there in LA, but they don't care. They don't care. They lied their way all the way through this. And I'm saying, are y'all serious? Y'all are going to repeat what y'all did back in the summer of love, and y'all think this is going to pan out for you? Obviously, you can't be thinking this is going to turn out good. But, hey, they don't care. The Democrats are so knee-deep into these shenanigans that they got to go for broke. They're sitting there like, man, look, we know this is going to possibly backfire on us. We're going to get all type of montages out there of us lying to the American people's face while they're able to actually see the truth behind me. But they don't care. That's how disrespectful they are to the American viewer, to where they would just straight up lie to you while something in the background is taking place that is totally contrary to what they're telling you. Now, I just saw somebody say respect from Trinidad. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, Keith? All right. Respect to you as well. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and recap on all of this gaslighting that they gave us. I mean, they tried to fill us up. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like gas. I mean, if this was actually petrol, I would enjoy it. Fill my tank up. But when it's lies-tro, there it is. A lot of lies-tro. It was straight up lies, and they tried to fill our tank up. And I was like, no mas, I'm good. So now, with that being said, let's go ahead and have a recap. So we never forget what these people tried to do to us with this gaslighting. So let's get it.
When you were talking about unrest in American cities, you said, quote, we have to go by the laws. We can't call in the National Guard unless we're requested by a governor. What changed now? Why is this situation different to not consult with Governor Newsom about this?
Well, the biggest change from that statement is we have an incompetent governor. So I talked about governors, but I didn't talk about he's an incompetent governor.
That'll do it. That will make you have to make a change. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. Had to do it. And it's gonna feel real good. It's gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. Had to do it, man. Let's continue.
Look at the job he's doing in California. He's destroying one of our great states. And if I didn't get involved, if we didn't bring the Guard in, and we would bring more in if we needed it, because we have to make sure there's going to be law and order.
Well, wait a minute. You see, the camera just speed up. I wonder how many miles of homelessness is this right here. Look at that.
You had a disaster.
Ooh-wee. Now, that's a lot of homelessness, man. That is a whole heap of homeless. Now, city in this day and age would have that much. I mean, you might as well be in a third world country. And yet you got Gavin the Nuisance running around up here trying to promote California. And I'm saying, are you kidding me? Your butt should be focused on all of that stuff right there. How about you go get yourself a mop, a dustpan, a broom, or something, and start sweeping up that dookie. Go get Gavin the Nuisance a pooper scooper, not for dogs, but for humans, and put him on the street so he could start sweeping up that feces and getting it off the street seats. That's what he needs to be doing. But nah, he's running around talking about Trump needs to stop bullying these people and things like that. Let's continue.
They're happening. And they now admit it was a disaster. I watched the chief yesterday, who's a good man, by the way. And he said, well, we're lucky we did this because they were overwhelmed. You saw what was happening.
Overwhelmed, you say? I mean, according to what we're about to see, though, nah, it was fine. I mean, the police had it all under control. Yeah. So let's continue, because we heard it from the chief himself saying, man, thank goodness you saved us, dog. We had to call broken arrow. Broken arrow. That means we've been ran through. We've lost the perimeter. Broken arrow.
We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity and the type of things that they're doing. They'll take backpacks, and the backpack will have
feathers. The backpack will have feathers in it, y'all. Yeah, and these mostly peaceful protesters were just throwing feathers at the police, right? Or could they have been what?
Cinder block in it. They have
cinder blocks. Oh my. Cinder blocks, y'all, at these mostly peaceful protesters. Now, here's my question. How do you come to a protest with cinder blocks in your backpack if you're there to protest peacefully? Do you guys ever think about packing cinder blocks in your backpack if you decide to go protest? That seems like it's premeditated. When you roll up on the scene with items to throw, intentions, but they want us to believe that these folks were just sitting around singing "Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya," holding hands in a circle with peace symbols on them and stuff like that. And then those mean white supremacists just rolled up on the scene. All right, let's just go ahead and run over all of these peaceful protesters as we drag all these obvious legal aliens out of the state. Yeah, let's tick them off. And just so happened, they happen to just have all these bricks, and they happen to have the little gas mask, and they happen to have all of this stuff that they need just to go from being peaceful to violent. Just so happened. Just so happen to have those things. Or did they show up with those things? But this is the belittling of our intelligence, as we will watch throughout tonight's montages. Let's continue.
Camera, they'll break up the cinder block and use that, pass it around to throw at officers, to throw at cars, and throw at other people.
There it is. Yeah, those are just bricks that they just found on the street right there. There you go. Now you got yourself a nice street that seems to normally have been clean. I don't see actually any human feces on that street. So apparently that street was just loaded with cinder blocks and bricks and things like that. I don't know about you, but I know that it's very difficult to locate a whole bunch of rocks that size right there on a main street. I don't see any force, none of that stuff. No. So that must mean that these blocks and bricks and stuff was transported there. Huh. Just in case, though. Yeah, all protesters carry a whole bunch of rocks in their bags just in case. Unbelievable.
It's extraordinary. Pat yourselves on the back.
And there's a snake right there. Y'all see him? Y'all see the snake right there? Y'all see Slewfoot? Y'all see Satan right there? Yeah, that's Slimeball right there, the douchebag himself. Let's continue, though, because this is California. That's a California way.
Our message is working.
But it's like for the people in Los Angeles and in California that we did what we did.
Yeah.
We got it just in time. It's still simmering a little bit, but not very much. Yeah.
And what crime has he committed that would warrant his arrest? What crime has Governor Newsom committed?
A crime has he committed?
Yeah, to warrant his arrest, as you
I think his
suggested
primary crime is running for governor.
And being evil. And being used by Satan. Yeah. Being a nasty slime ball, slick, jelly back, nasty, missing, stinking morals, dirty, nasty, butter tooth, peanut butter tooth, stinking slime ball, underhanded, two-faced, backstabbing, and I could go on and on with all kind of adjectives to describe that dude right there. That's his crime right there. So now Gavin the Nuisance is out there trying to tell Trump, just arrest me. He wants to become a martyr. Yeah, he wants to go ahead and, fit some type of profile of, look, I was just out there freedom fighting and all of that, and I'm willing to throw my life on the line for my people. There it is. So go ahead and arrest me. Please, beg him. But Trump and them are not falling for his shenanigans because that's what he wants. He wants a story to tell. Look at me. I am the politician who was willing to be thrown in prison or thrown in jail for the people, So he should be thrown in jail, but not for that, of course. Let's continue.
He's done such a bad job. What he's done to that state is like what Biden did to this country.
That's bad. That is bad.
That's it.
Yeah, that's one of the people who got spawned off of the Biden administration right there. That chick. So let's go ahead and give us a little reminder, because see, we want a point of reference when we talk about this gaslighting. I mean, we don't want to think that this is just the first time. We want to see a pattern. We want to establish a pattern of behavior from the news and from these Democrats. Because, see, a person who missed the first session of gaslighting a couple years back, yeah, they might think that, no, they're not gaslighting. They're just reporting fair news. They're reporting the facts and stuff like that. So we want to build our case by taking us back a little bit to remind everybody of what they did to us back in 2016, 17, somewhere around there. So let's go ahead and see. Y'all remember all of this?
They're forced.
There she is.
Peaceful protesters.
Peaceful.
Vast majority of the protests have been peaceful.
And they're going and just pulling people off the street to make it seem like there are problems going on when all that's happening are peaceful protests.
Yeah, all that's happening is peaceful protests. Now, these folks get out there and lie like this as if we can't see what's happening. That's the fascinating part about the Democrat Party. I mean, I don't know if I've ever caught any of these people ever telling the truth. Their whole campaign and party revolves around lying and gaslighting the supporters, the American people. I mean, you can't really tell the truth if all of your policies and your whole strategy revolves around lies. I mean, I wouldn't trust anything these people say. If they could get out there and lie to us as we watch all of this stuff like this in the background, how can you trust anything that these people say? Nothing. The ultimate test is the fact that they lie about whether men can be women and women can be men. That should be the litmus test for every voter. When you ask your politician, hey, how do you feel about this? And they say, well, you never know. I mean, men can't be. And you should go, you know what? If you can't get that right, everything else is downhill, period. But here they are. Yeah, they're testing your intelligence right here as they tell you it's a mostly peaceful protest. And this was back in the day. And notice these are the same type of people that's out there now. See, so I'm wondering, is this really a part of the Democrat Party, their minions, their brown shirts that they send out there? And same MO, faces covered, young, dressed in all black, things like that.
Our peaceful
protesters' ability to get out at night?
Most of these protests have been peaceful.
I applaud these protesters.
The majority of these protesters are peaceful. They have been peaceful for weeks.
It has continued, for the most part, peaceful.
For the most part.
Peaceful. We had a number of peaceful protests.
Wow. Yep, that's exactly. For the most part. And see, they plan for this. They know these folks is going to get out of hand. So the narrative is, okay, once they start tearing up stuff and video footage start coming in, what we're going to simply say is the video footage that you see is the minority. It's just a small fraction of the larger amounts of peaceful protests. But my question then becomes, where are all the videos of them singing Kumbaya? I'm waiting to see that. I'm waiting to see them holding hands like, I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'm waiting for that, y'all. I like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. Well, that's the song I sing. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for them all in a big circle singing, we are the world. I don't see it. I don't see it. All I see is them with gas masks, don't y'all? Y'all bring gas masks to peaceful protests? Y'all don't do that? That's not a part of the stuff that you normally go and pack when you're going out to go ahead and peaceful protest? Oh, okay. What about your helmets? Y'all don't bring your helmets in and stuff like that to your peaceful protests? So now these folks out there are producing nothing but montages of violence. But yet these folks are telling you mostly peaceful protests. Look at this. This is back in the day too. Look at that. Oh yeah. 2017, right after Trump won. Look at this insurrection that's taking place, y'all.
You are boss. Police had to push back the protesters so firefighters could get to the flames.
Oh, well, look at that. Oh, well, you see all that? You see all of these folks out there dressed in black like the Omen? Now that looks like some type of vigilantes right there. But they'll tell you that it's the left. I mean, it's the right, rather. This is violent. We're the ones. Now I don't see no MAGA hats in that crowd right there. And then the next question is, why are these people's faces covered? Why are they marching with masks on and helmets and things like that? Unreal. These folks are part of an organized effort to destabilize our country. They're funded. But yet you will see folks like, the FBI came out talking about the greatest threat to the homeland is extremism and the racism and all of that stuff and white supremacy. These folks don't look like white supremacists to me. They look like terrorists. That was in 2017. Yeah. Oh, wow. That is straight anarchy. Just tearing up stuff for the sake of just destabilizing our country. Right there, they should have put a stop to all of this. But nope. These folks were able to practice these types of behaviors for a while. Now, though, that Trump has come in his second term, we've now discovered a lot of dark money that went to all of these people and were supporting them. These folks are a part of a strategy. There you go. And it's funny because they always just surface out of nowhere with their supplies. There's always people to hand out the stuff that they need to do things like this. All right, everybody step up, get your bag of bricks. You don't have those bricks? Okay, here. Well, we came with the bricks, okay? Get your bricks. Here's your gas mask. Stuff like that. If you don't have one, step up to get your gas mask.
Small fires had appeared all day. This upped the temperature, which of course was the point.
One demonstrator threw a flashbang grenade back at police. It exploded in an officer's face.
Whoa! Exploded in an officer's face. Why didn't Nancy Pelosi and all of them bring these officers in and have them get up there at the Capitol and talk about, I was just doing my job, and then Antifa showed up. They called me a bunch of names and they threw the flashbang back in my face and it went bang. And then all of a sudden my eyes and stuff start watering. And we don't have those testimonies. Nobody's out there talking about, you guys are so brave at the fight against all of our minions and our brown shirts that we unleashed on society to destabilize it. You're so brave. We didn't hear any of that. No talk of these officers that were abused and hurt and stuff like that.
Tear gas, 6 officers reportedly injured.
This is mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly.
Now this right here is the ultimate test of your intelligence and the belittling of your intelligence. This is bold-faced propaganda and gaslighting. This is the test to see if gaslighting really works. Where it's like, I know what I'm seeing seems like violence, but the guy on TV is telling me it's peaceful. I mean, if you're sitting there confused and you're sitting there going, something in me wants to say that this guy's lying to me, and the background is definitely confirming that. But why would he do that? Why would this so-called professional get right on TV and tell me something that my eyes can see that is not true? That's the ultimate test to see if your gaslighting is working. There you go, right there. Nah, man, what you're seeing is not true. It's like Eddie Murphy when he said his buddy got caught cheating and his girlfriend came in, caught him with her own eyes, and he looked her in the face and said, "Wasn't me. I looked right in your face." Yeah, but it wasn't me. Well, maybe it wasn't him. That's the ultimate test to see if you are susceptible to gaslighting, but not us. Not us, man. Yeah. I don't need no more gaslighting in my tank. So let's continue, though.
The fires have been started, and there's now the...
Let the games begin. So let the games begin. So here we go, y'all. Let's go ahead and bring it back up to date. Whew. Strap in.
Let's go live now to Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass.
You see her open up with that. Let her clear her throat. So she can go ahead and cough up all these lies. See, that was the clear. Let me clear my throat for the lies that's about to be spewed up with that Florida Evans afro. All right, so here we go.
Hi, Mayor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
Hi. So what are you and your police force? I know how busy you are preparing for the hours ahead.
What? Busy doing nothing. Probably in car there. Now, listen, when you guys go out, I want y'all to go ahead and spread out. You got your gas mask? All right, you got your bricks? You know what to do. You know what to do. So here we go.
What are you expecting on that front?
Well, I just have to say that if you dial back time and go to Friday, if immigration raids had not happened here, we would not have the disorder that went on last night.
Now, do you hear this logic? So let me understand. If the law was not followed, if these people wouldn't have did their job, we wouldn't have this. I mean, if the cops wouldn't have showed up because the bank alarm went off, then we wouldn't have a shootout between the bank robbers and, the police. I mean, yeah, that's what should have happened. The police should have just let these folks get away with all these crimes. And if they would have just let them do what they do, then we wouldn't have no shootouts. This wouldn't even be an issue. That right there shows just how unlawful these leaders are in California. She's saying that if y'all would have left us alone to continue violating, our immigration laws, continue harboring these criminals, continue avoiding ICE and what they're trying to do when it comes down to cooperating with them. If y'all would have let us continue having our way and doing whatever we want, this wouldn't be a problem. Y'all made this a problem by stepping up and doing the right thing. Do you understand? That's the logic that is coming out of these idiots right here. And she got the nerve to get on TV and say this, and only a dumb human would listen to this and say, yeah, that's right. And we're going to see some dumb humans throughout tonight. Let's continue.
Tell you that it is peaceful now, but we do not know where and when the next raids will be.
Yeah, that's the only reason why it would become unpeaceful. It's peaceful now, but we can't tell you where the next raid. In other words, leave us alone. Stop raiding us, because every time you do this, this is going to happen. Yeah, we mobilize these people every single time y'all come in and, get rid of these illegal immigrants or arrest a lot of these immigrants that are criminals. Every time y'all do this, we're somehow miraculously is going to show up. All of these now, I don't know about you, but I doubt it if ICE is making a public announcement that they're about to raid somewhere. I doubt it if when raids take place, there's a report on the news like, all right, let's call this into the news. Yeah, we're raiding this place down in Fifth, and no, I don't think that happens. So then the question becomes, who is telling all these people where ICE is and when they show up? And how are they able to mobilize this quickly? I'm pretty sure ICE hits real quick and gets out of there, grab the people, throw them in the slammer, and go. Right now, if an ICE raid was taking place in Youngstown, nobody would know that. Nobody would know that. But in these SO-ran Democrat cities where they are communicating with their minions, they got people to communicate this to them. Somehow, these people are knowing that, okay, I just got my text message. We're on. Let's go. So normally, when raids like this would take place, nobody would know unless you happen to just be riding by and you see it. But in these cities, for some reason, the people are that in tuned. They got the raid radars on the inside, where they're just like minding their business at a picnic, and all of a sudden, oh shoot, my raid radar is kicking in. I think something's going on down there at this particular location. Let's all go. So we all know that this is coordinated by the leadership somehow. Let's continue though, because she's blaming it on the fact that ICE doing their job is what caused this.
That is the concern. It is peaceful now, but we do not know where and when the next raids will be.
A few moments later.
Do you think the National Guard is needed now?
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are...
Look at that. Once again, the test of gaslighting. Does it work? No, I don't think that the National Guard is needed. A bang! Gunshots in the background. There you go. Here I am. I'm a reporter. And I'm down here. There seems to be mostly peaceful. Mostly peaceful gunshots. Those that right there, you hear that rat-a-tat-tat, and all the cops scattered. That's right there. Those are just fireworks. And you know what? That person right there that's dragging people out of their cars, they're just going ahead and assisting them, and making sure that they're. And I'm going, wow. So you hear gunshots, you hear flashbangs, you hear bang, fires in the background, all of that, and she's on there talking about, nah, we don't need the National Guard. And I'm pretty sure that everybody else with common sense will be going, kind of looks like you do. I mean, did you not hear that bang off and all that smoke and fire in the background?
Are calm.
Things in LA are calm.
It only gets worse from here.
Yes, it does.
Good evening, everyone.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to let the city know that I have declared a local emergency and issued a curfew for downtown Los Angeles.
Why? A curfew for nothing? Because they're peaceful. I mean, I don't understand. ICE by now have taken care of things and they're gone. So what are you issuing a curfew for, lady?
To stop the vandalism, to stop the looting.
You didn't know that? You didn't know looting and vandalism is a part of peaceful protesting illegal against deportation? That comes, somehow by looting and vandalizing all of the stores and stuff, that sends a message that you guys shouldn't come in here and take away our illegal immigrants. Yeah, nothing hits home like us vandalizing stores and spray painting stuff and property and burning stuff and all of that. Nothing hits home like that. That lets ICE know that we mean business. Every time y'all come in here and take our illegal immigrants, what we're going to do is show you by going in and breaking into stores and stealing sneakers and spray painting graffiti all over the place. That's what we're going to do until y'all stop coming in here snatching our precious illegal immigrants. That right there shows the rest of the country that we should all jump on board with your cause to fight against them deporting all these illegal immigrants. Yeah, it shows all of the rest of America what type of people we are when it comes down to how we fight against this horrible deportation of these gentle woodland illegal immigrants. And y'all should jump on board with it too, unless it comes to your city where we have to come there and protest and loot and burn and stuff like that.
Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted. And I think that if you drive through downtown LA, the graffiti is everywhere and has caused significant damages to businesses and a number of properties.
So they're not just looters. They're just vandalizing for no reason. Unnecessary. Yeah. Now, let's not only go in and steal shoes and all of this stuff. Let's go ahead and just spray paint stuff too. Now, you know what? We're just going to be agents of chaos. Go ahead and increase the risk of being thrown in a slammer by second to go ahead and spray paint some stuff as we go into stores and loot and tear up stuff. Yeah. All of this comes along with them unleashing all of these other agitators that are attacking authorities. So you got two groups of people. You got the folks that are taking advantage of the other dummies who are tying up the police with all of these rocks they're throwing at them, all of this agitation. So while they're all tied up with all of that stuff, yeah, we'll go ahead and loot. We'll go ahead and steal all of this. And these idiots that run this city don't get that. They don't understand that one thing leads to another. You're going to get this ripple effect of crime when you sit back and wink at one group of people and you encourage that and lie about it and pacify these people by claiming that they're just mostly peaceful protesters and they wouldn't even be acting a fool if y'all would have just let us be. So now while you're down there making excuses for these idiots, the rest of the idiots are going, well, hey, half of the whole, actually all of the police department is tied up over there. So why don't we go ahead and take advantage of this right here while we loot everything else? These are the worst leaders ever. And somehow they're still in business.
So my message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area.
Whoa! Everybody just relax. We knew this was going to happen.
I will tell you that it is peaceful now. Many businesses have now been affected by or vandalized. Last night, there were 23 businesses that were looted.
Do you think the National Guard is needed now?
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm. So my message to you is, if you do not live or work in downtown LA, avoid the area.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you might want to avoid that right there. Right there, that guy's fixing that car. That's what he's doing. He's just doing a little repair work. You didn't know that? Yeah, he saw that cop right there, that car, it needed some repair work. So that's what he's doing. Yeah, let me fix that window. And this guy right here, water balloons. Those are water balloons. Have a good night, Eagle Eye. Yeah, water balloons. That right there. Tell you later. Yeah. Barn fires, and this right there, he's waving the surrender flag. That's what that is. We surrender. Yeah, you ain't know that? Yeah, that flag right there is the white flag. We surrender, or is it the Mexican flag in America? But hey, this is what you get when you don't know how to act, y'all. Come out with those rubber bullets and light their tails up. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, get some. Wow. Yeah, nothing makes us more sympathetic to your cause like you burning the American flag. Now, only anarchists would be okay with this. And Democrats support this crap. I don't care what these people believe in. I don't care if they're sitting back talking about... So what are they shooting? They were shooting rubber bullets at these folks. But I don't give a darn why these people are out there doing this when I see you burning an American flag. You can't even tell me that these are good patriotic people who simply trying to protect their community and make sure that these families aren't broken up. When you see them out there burning the American flag while out there bolstering other flags from other countries. And I'm watching this going, I don't want to hear anything you guys have to say if you can't come out and say this is ridiculous. Y'all are out here disgracing the country that you claim you want to stay in. The country that you claim you came here for a better life while bolstering another country's flag. How about you just go back to the other country? So here we are. These are the type of people they want us to think are good protesters. They have a cause. Now these look like straight up anarchists. And no American should want to be a part of this. If these are the type of people who are mad, then that says a lot. You're going, if these folks are mad and this is how they're acting like children. They're acting like anarchists.
You know how quickly we mobilize. That's why they're changing tactics. Because community defense works and our resistance has slowed them down before. And if they're escalating their tactics, then so are we.
So are we. Look at that. Now, what I'm not seeing in that crowd is a lot of black people. And notice a lot of brothers are sitting this one out. There's a video out there that's showing a lot of black people saying, don't get involved with this now. Don't get involved with this. Because, see, the Democrats, they definitely try to make sure that all minorities feel like they're under attack. They try to link all minorities together and say that, you know what, this is kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing that black people went through back in slavery, right? That they were doing this to you guys too, weren't they? You know, or they'll try to get a lot of a lot of legal immigrants on board with this. And I also saw a video of legal immigrants saying, we ain't got nothing to do with that. Yeah, man, we came the right way. And we don't want to see folks circumvent the process either. So they're left with nothing but some crazy behind left-wing lunatics out there that are saying that these folks deserve to just be made citizens for whatever, or illegal immigrants themselves out there, you know, or paid agitators. So now this lady is talking about mobilizing. Don't look like she's mobilizing nothing too quickly right about now. She's sitting there giving orders. Go forward. I'll catch up with you in a second. Hold on for a second. Whew. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay. Anybody got one of them the carts you find in Walmart? I'll go ahead and get to the front line on one of those. Let's continue. Here we go.
When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
We are going to fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they got here, whether they have papers or not.
Whether they have papers or not. You mean whether they're legal or not? I think you're trying to change up that terminology right there. Whether they have papers or not, no. Whether they're legal or illegal. Let's continue, though.
We are a city of immigrants.
Stupid
and
stuff.
This impacts hundreds of thousands of Angelenos.
So there's unrest. Let's start with there's protest.
Y'all ready for it, yo? Gaslight. Neon light. Democrat lights. So let's hear the gaslighting.
Lawful protest, which is allowed in this country. There is some unrest,
Just some.
generally dealt with by local law enforcement.
But even as people are voicing their disagreement with that, calling in the National Guard.
Calling in the National Guard. Now, this is how dumb these networks are or how arrogant they are. One of the two. Either they're dumb enough to show the worst scenes as these people are telling you that this is unnecessary. No need to bring the National Guard. Trump's overreacting. He's agitating these people. All of this stuff. While you're seeing stuff in the background going, is that a fire that I'm witnessing? Is that normal peaceful protest behavior right there? Or these folks are simply belittling your intelligence. Or they're trying to convince their audience that we know you're going to be seeing these type of clips. So what we're going to do is get ahead of it. We're going to come out and tell you, hey, even if y'all see these type of clips, don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. They're few in between. Don't fall for it. This right here is lies. They're just showing you, and we're going to go ahead and try to seriously manipulate you real good by telling you, you see all this stuff you're probably going to run across and people are going to be showing you, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Listen to us. Only listen to our voice and not your eyeballs. Here we go, y'all. The gaslighting continues.
In the way that he did was not necessary, absolutely overkill, and seems to now being escalating the problem.
Escalating the problem. There it is. He made these people become violent just because he had the cops come in and do their job. The cops, the ICE and all of them, they never turned to the crowd. They never attacked the crowd. You think they're making it seem like the crowd was simply there peacefully, and they just start shooting flashbangs right into the crowd. Right into the crowd. They just start picking the people apart and pushing them and get out the way. Oh, dude, we're just sitting here peacefully protesting. Why are you attacking us? Why are you pushing us? Why are you throwing gas, smoke bombs and stuff all into our crowd? We weren't even doing nothing. They're trying to make it seem like that's what happened. Even if you show up to see a raid, you stay back, you make sure you're not interfering with things, and you let them do their job, right? And there's no reason for you to get involved or start fussing or attacking the officers and vice versa. Unless that's what you came to do. And that's exactly what these people came to do. And these folks are running cover for them.
Because of Donald Trump's actions.
It sounds like what you're saying, if I'm understanding, is in your belief, what we're seeing, the car on fire, etc., is that escalation is directly correlated with the National Guard being...
Wow! Wow! Did you hear that? Yes, it seems like what you're saying here is a full-blown lie. What you're saying is the car that we're looking at right there in the background that is burned almost completely and is incinerated, that one right there, is a product of Donald Trump bringing in the National Guard. That's what normal people do when the National Guard shows up. They decide to burn cars to the point where they're unrecognizable. I mean, I got to hear that again. I got to hear that again. This woman says, seems to what you're saying here.
That escalation is directly correlated with the National Guard being brought in.
The one-level protests are always about...
Whoa, look at Bozo the Clown. Do y'all see Open Stadium up top? Brian Stelter, little Brian Stelter. Okay, so it seems here what you're saying.
About images, about spectacle. You might even say it's about theater, and we are seeing that play out.
No, yeah, we are seeing it play out right now. We are seeing theater play out right now. Yep, that's right. No bass in the voice, Stelter. So we're watching theater as he's trying to tell you that what you're seeing, the reality is the theater versus what I'm telling you. This is the theater we're watching right here.
Out in LA, and I think it's valuable to have that perspective as we see some of these pictures, especially as we zoom out and we recognize that the unrest is isolated, is not overtaking the entire city of LA. LA is home to millions of people. Most of whom are having a normal day here on Sunday.
Let's hope that no one is hurt and no one is injured.
Man, you got the circus clowns out there. They're riding around the burning car with Mexican flags. So Fox calls out a little bit of this stuff, the reality of it.
And it doesn't escalate from here. Look at the flag. Yeah, guy.
There it is. Mexican flag, and
this is criminal activity that I hope people are held accountable for. And I'm talking about the riots right here.
Where are the cops?
Yeah, where are they?
We agree that if you're being violent, you should be arrested. You should be prosecuted. There is no disagreement on that. I think that's an effort that we can all say. But this is not what's happening. We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest.
You hear that? The administration's targeting peaceful protests. Now, I have not seen one video of ICE attacking anyone in the crowd or targeting anyone in the crowd. I have not seen any, video. When I say attacking them, meaning the people were minding their business, not throwing stuff at them, not acting a fool, and all of a sudden ICE just said, let's go ahead and antagonize these people. I've not seen any group of people just going, singing Kumbaya, and all of a sudden they just start getting hit in the back of the head, by the National Guard or something. Like, what do we do? We ain't do nothing. I've not seen any of that. So they have yet to define how ICE or any of these folks are antagonizing these so-called peaceful protesters. Show me the video footage of these folks minding their business, peacefully protesting, and then all of a sudden, the Gestapo just rolls up on the scene and start attacking these people. So straight up just lying through their teeth.
The president is sending the National Guard.
Why?
Because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
Now, do you understand how dumb that statement is? I mean, you should be embarrassed to be sitting on this set right here, tolerating that lie. That the president, he just don't like the scenes of peaceful protesters. That's why Trump did it. So Trump was just sitting here in the Oval Office. He's like, what's going on out there in Cali? And they showed him, well, sir, these are these people just sitting out there peacefully protesting while ICE arrest all these illegal immigrants. What? Peaceful protests? I hate that. Send in the National Guard. That's what she wants you to believe. This is gaslighting at its greatest right here. So Trump just wants the National Guard to come in because he hates the sight of peaceful protesters. That's it. That's your argument. That's your position. You're trying to convince me that that is why Trump sent in the National Guard. Wow. How disrespectful this is. It's disrespectful that you would even say this and hope that somebody's going, that makes sense, I guess, to me too.
And we know that California law enforcement, local law enforcement, they're there to protect the public. Oh. They're there to protect and have public safety. And that's what they're there to do. Now, when people turn on law enforcement is when you get that response.
The reality is we see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles. Put your hands up.
There we go. The montages begin, y'all. All of this wonderful footage out there for us to go ahead and put together, you know, so that the next time these folks are trying to run for some office or something like that, or the next time that they try to make us think that that never happened. We never did that. What are you talking about? We have now montages of the Democrats doing something so stupid and so heinous that they got to own it. And they do it all the time. I just don't get it. I don't get why these people think that these type of things are not going to land up being in a montage of this.
These poor people are just trying to live their lives, man.
Live their lives.
Trying to live their lives.
Look at that. That's how they're living their lives, y'all. Living their life like the loco.
Protesters and demonstrators are peaceful.
Peaceful.
What is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn.
Yeah, what's up with all these bicycle helmets and stuff? I don't get it. Yeah, where are all these folks coming from with these gas masks and stuff like that? And what's the deal with just burning cars? These are unnecessary things. Just burning cars, just doing stuff. Anything we can do just to disrupt society. And really, this is targeted towards the regular, everyday American that just wants to go about their life. This is not impacting ICE. This ain't really impacting the National Guard or the police. This is designed to frustrate society so that society says, give these people what they want. Because every time y'all do what's right, we pay the price. These folks end up targeting us, disrupting our neighborhoods, burning up stuff, tearing up the stores, all of this stuff. So how about this? Leave these people alone, because you know what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and make our life miserable. And that is why Trump had to send in the National Guard, because this tactic right here is designed to disrupt society and make society just throw their hands up. Even if they agree with what Trump is doing, agree with what ICE is doing, they're going, man, but is it really worth it? I mean, because we always get the brunt of it. So how about y'all just go ahead, leave these people alone so we don't have to have our stores looted, cars burning, all of these stupid things happening. Nope, can't happen. Send in the National Guard to protect the law-abiding citizens and arrest these dummies, and somehow their leaders also need to pay a price as well. Look at this. Yeah. This is Mexico.
They're saying that they have it under control.
There you go, little bomb or something there. Under control.
Peaceful protests are taking place.
Yeah. Wow. Donald Trump mask. Oh,
police just said we're all under arrest.
Oh, look at that. They're all under arrest. Now they got their warning. This is how you handle these so-called peaceful protesters. And when you mobilize, see, they're talking about, well, we mobilize. Well, look, now we're mobilizing. So what's happening is they surrounded these folks now because they told them to disperse. They gave them their warning. Get, now go and get. Go on now, go. Yeah, mule, yeah. But nope, now they're going to hang out because, see, they're used to getting their way. And unfortunately, they got surrounded and arrested.
Once we're done with this live shot right here, we're going to go head over that way. You see, it appears to be California National Guard. Oh, they're taking somebody down right now. Right. I don't know if they saw.
Get on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't fight it. Don't fight it. And I know they're hoping he fights it too, Tess, so they can go ahead and give him a nice little elbow to the back of the neck. You don't resist. Don't resist now. Come on now. Stop resisting. Yeah, they're treating this guy like I used to treat the kids that would get into a fight when I was an educator. I used to tell them, y'all fight. When I break it up, you're going to feel like you're getting jumped. I'm gonna be rough on both of them. Come here, come on, stop. Hey, break it up now. Break it up. You'll learn. You'll be looking over your shoulder while you're fighting. For me, that's what's gonna happen. You be out there fighting like, all right, where's Mr. Kevin? If he come, he gonna choke me straight to sleep. Talking about something. Now stop fighting. Stop resisting. That's it. Go with it. Go with it. So now this dude over here is not going with it. Okay, so he's getting choked. That's right. He wants to resist with his canary yellow on, y'all.
I don't know who those guys are or what they did, but you can see
Put
that
that Tweety bird back in the cage.
Is that California National? If it says ERO on their back, that would be ICE. That stands for Enforcement and Removal Operation. I
thought he saw a putty cat. You see that guy out there running around with that banana on his back? That yellow belly dude right there on the ground.
It's some sort of law enforcement. They clearly did not. Yeah, they clearly did not like what the guy in the yellow was doing right there because they ran right at him and they took him down.
Thought they'd had enough of this nonsense. That's what's happening. All right, so wait a minute. Y'all ready for some more gaslight? Coming out of ABC. So let's hear this black lady who allowed herself to be used by the fake news.
Demonstrators were very peaceful. They were chanting, they were shouting.
As they're throwing gang signs up in the background. Oh, these are lovely, lovely pieces of footage. They in the background like this. You see them? You'll see Crip walking, everything. Well, this chick is up there. They're mostly peaceful.
Driving by, honking their horns.
Most of the...
Oh, my God. Boy, I could watch these all day. Wait, one more. Let me get another dose. You could at least, cameraman, waited until they were out of the background. You could at least said, all right, hold up, wait, let's hold. We got some people in the background. But nope, not them. Let's go ahead and disrespect the intelligence of everybody watching this.
They clearly did not like what the guy in the yellow was doing right there because they ran right at him and they took him down.
Most of those demonstrators were very peaceful. They were chanting, they were shouting. People were driving by, honking their horns.
Most of the crowds, again, that I saw, that I spoke to, that I was interacting with, these are peaceful people that want to get their message across. They brought signs. They're out with families.
Yeah, but I don't see any of those people. Y'all can't even muster up the footage of the peaceful protesters. That's the funny part. They have, you know what, it's kind of the reverse of when they talk about all of this right-wing violence and stuff like that, and you never see any video footage of it. All they do is recycle clips from J6. I thought you can see that the right is also violent. And I'm going, where's all the footage? If white supremacy and right-wing violence was so prevalent, you should have ample amounts of video footage of it. But you don't, so you got to go ahead and struggle by playing a couple clips of J6 and things like that. But yet, the reverse of that is that mostly peaceful protest. And I'm going, why don't y'all just show that footage? I mean, the only footage you could muster up is them shooting flashbangs, folks burning stuff, throwing up gang signs in the background while you're talking about something that it's been mostly peaceful. And I'm going, well, show us the peaceful footage. Where's that? So they are struggling to come up with the peaceful footage. This is the footage in the background that they're showing us.
In some places.
What is your response to the fact that the president has ordered 2,000 National Guard troops to California?
We have a president who is moving this country rapidly into authoritarianism. This guy wants all of the power. He does not believe in the Constitution. He does not believe in the rule of law. My understanding is that the governor of California, the mayor of the city of Los Angeles,
says the socialists. That's the crazy part about this. I would have been like, hey, Bernie, aren't you a socialist? And in most socialistic countries, they do this, and it's worse for no reason. Yeah, they'll do it for no reason. Yeah, they don't send in those troops and stuff because the troops are protecting the citizens from this type of anarchy. They send in the troops just if people protest against the government for being a socialist government. But here's he's a socialist, and we're sitting in the anarchy, and he's a the dictator, and
Angeles did not request the National Guard, but he thinks he has a right to do anything he wants. And I would say that to a large degree, the future of this country rests with a small number of Republicans in the House and Senate who do know what the Constitution is about. And it's high time they stood up for our Constitution and the rule of law. You know, we just celebrated a few days ago, June 6th, the American...
Get it right. Can't get it out. Can't get the stupidity out, Bernie.
American landing at Normandy, which began the invasion of Europe to defeat fascism and Nazism.
Always talking about fascism, Nazism, all of this stuff. Just slinging that mess out there, trying to make some crazy parallels as this dude right here pushes socialism. And he's talking about the men and women who died in Normandy, and I'm going, those men and women died in Normandy so they can prevent socialism from coming to America. As you push socialism, but you're talking about they died in Normandy to fight against dictatorships and all of this. And I'm going, what a complete jackass. He's the whole ass, not just the jack. He's just the whole ass. He's the butt of the jackass. He's not even a full dunk. He's just the butt of the jackass. So he's basically just the ass. Let's continue.
Those guys died. They gave up their lives to defend democracy, not to have
socialism come to our country through a bootleg raggedy politician like you and the rest of your crew, AOC and the rest of them.
Powerful ruler in the United States of America.
We've seen them deport.
Oh, shoot, y'all. This is the woman who got some charges coming against her. Yeah, man. A grand jury indicted her. You know why? Because she was up there fighting ICE agents, running up in that crowd, trying to go through that fence, leading belly first. That's why her nickname from me is Belly First. Y'all saw the footage. Belly First throwing forearms and over the top haymakers, trying to get in there to defend their precious illegal immigrants. Now she's being brought up on some charges, so they're trying to go ahead and, recycle her, put her in the public, so people could start to develop some sympathy towards her when she go on trial. So we got to get her out there in front of the people. So here's Belly First, y'all. Let's see what she got to say.
Children with cancer. We've seen them pick up students the last couple.
They're picking up children with cancer. They almost sound like a character of themselves. You coming out here like this would be written in a sitcom, a slapstick sitcom. They're picking up kids with cancer and lupus and gout and kids with rickets and Lyme disease and kids that suffering from botulism and, all of that stuff. That's what they're doing. What else?
Couple of days at school. We've seen them pick up people who are there for their court dates. We've seen them revoke student visas. I mean, literally have a whole list of things that they have done.
No context. No context, right, Belly First? No context whatsoever that they're just going around picking up random people, regular humans minding their business or being snatched off the street. These are simply Americans that were going about their business, and this all of a sudden Trump just said, let's go snatch those people. Snatch those people. So let's go ahead and finish listening to her talk through her big fat belly first.
So cruel around immigration, and not just immigration, on everything that they do. This is a cruel administration, and they're going to continue to exercise their cruelness. And
y'all see Stoney Jackson right there in this box. What is up with him? That modern day Jerry curl mixed with an afro. That dude got a hybrid of an afro and a curl. What's going on with that, man? So we got Stoney Jackson, we got Belly First, then we got no bass in the voice. No bass in the voice. Come on, yeah. No bass. How low can you go? Not low. That's for sure. That dude right there's like, yes, I agree. Absolutely. Let's continue though.
People are tired. They are fed up. And this is why we see folks, fighting back, speaking out. And it's just unfortunate that now Trump is going to weaponize the military, weaponize the National Guards against Americans.
Against Americans. They ain't do nothing. See, this is what they want you to believe. That's exactly what he's doing against Americans that were just minding their business. Or could it be all of those anarchists that we just saw riding around on motorcycles around cars that were burning with Mexican flags, or them throwing rocks and bricks and stones and stuff at the police? Could it be that? Huh? See, you see how disingenuous these people are? And You know, no bass in the voice up there is the one who's providing the platform. You already know Sweetness in that box up there. We got two Sweetnesses. Yeah, parallel. Yeah, you see these Sweetnesses right here? There. Both of them sweet as can. Sweet in the morning. Sweet in the morning. Sweet in the morning. Those two right there, Sweetnesses, are all a part of this propaganda.
Folks who are out there protesting, we can't say that everyone that is protesting are illegals or, you know, undocumented or in their term. We don't know that, and they're just going to weaponize these departments against Americans. It's very sad.
It's very sad. Uh-oh, look at this, y'all. You can run, but you can't hide. That's right, Mad Max. So let's see what she got to say, y'all.
Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence.
No violence.
I was on the street.
I was on the street, antagonizing and making sure that there was more violence. What's your name? Show me your badge. Why do you have that gun? Are you going to shoot me? Huh? Shoot me then, if you're going to shoot me. Did they give you orders to shoot? Who told you you can shoot? Yeah, this woman right here. The woman who lied about Trump and his minions and folks up there in the back hills somewhere where they're training to attack cities. I want an investigation. So the maddest of them all is out there lying while we see the background.
Oh, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you've been told or the few...
Don't rely on what you've been told. Don't rely on your eyes, what you see, what you hear, common sense. Don't rely on that. Rely on the voice of Mad Max.
Incidents that you saw, there was no violence. Even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed.
Yeah, because that's the only violence we respect. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. We can say that about January 6th. In fact, we got an argument that the violence was done towards the protesters. Only person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, if you want to go ahead and use that argument, you know, no cops on January 6th was shot, killed. You know, nobody was shot and killed from the protesters. Only people who were shot was Ashley Babbitt. Okay, but you know what? When it comes down to Democrats, it's D for different. You know, it's different because, you know, we're trying to go ahead and cover for this. As Mad Max talk about this, no one was shot or killed. I don't care about all the bricks and stuff that was hitting police officers and putting their lives in danger. I don't care.
Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence.
Yeah, don't think that, y'all. Don't you just love this? It just shows how raggedy the Democrats and the fake news are. They are absolutely the pits. They're the epitome of evil. This woman right there is definitely on the list. Between her, Hillary, and Nancy Pelosi. Those are three of the most evil, older female Democrats in that party. Then you got the Jasmine Ratchets. She's evil. The AOCs, the Japals, or whatever her name is. The other one... there's some people did something, Ilhan Omars and Tlaibs. They're just all infested with nothing but evil, man. Yeah, somebody said ugly foot. That's right, ugly foot. Now let's continue watching one of the old evil ones.
There was no violence.
No violence.
I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount.
And must have missed all of that? Her leather face? Her Halloween mask face? You telling me you took that nasty, big, fat hound dog face out there and couldn't sniff out none of this violence? Out there looking like a bloodhound? Can't sniff out none of that? Unreal.
What happened in Compton? What happened in Inglewood? So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
I just have to say that if you dial back time and go to Friday, if immigration raids had not happened here, we would not have the disorder that went on last night.
Yeah, somehow though, these were peaceful protests that people brought Mexican flags to. People brought those to these peaceful protests. And they all seem to have shown up with masks on. Now, when you show up to a peaceful protest masked up, you have bad intentions. You have bad intentions, man. This is bad juju right here. See, but let's continue.
We'll tell you that it is peaceful now, but we do not know where and when the next raids will be. That is the concern, because people in the city have a rapid response network. If they see ICE, they go out and they protest. And so it's just a recipe for pandemonium.
If they see ICE, they show up and they protest. Well, how? How are they able to do this quick? How in the world are they able to get that many people there before ICE could finish executing its arrest? That's my question. You would think by the time that they get these amount of people, if this was organic, you would think by the time that they get this amount of people there, ICE will be gone. You know, but for some reason, they all seem to be able to get there in time enough to disrupt what ICE is doing. So that must mean somebody is telling them something. As this woman lies to us, talking about when people see ICE, they just mobilize. You know how long it would take to mobilize that many people if this was organic? I right now cannot pull together 10 people who would, if I told them right now, man, they around the corner at Walmart doing whatever, what that got to do with me? Come on, dog, let's go around there and protest. Man, dude, I'm not getting up out my bed. I ain't doing it. Unless some money was involved. Unless that might have been my job. Something like that. So all of a sudden, these people just show up.
That is completely unnecessary. Nothing was happening here. Los Angeles was peaceful before Friday.
Do you think the National Guard is needed now?
Watch this.
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm. I will tell you that I'm saddened by the extent of the vandalism in the form of graffiti all through the downtown area. But it is important for people to know that even in downtown, this is isolated to a few streets.
Just isolated.
This is not citywide civil unrest taking place in Los Angeles.
Now, this is how it should have looked, though.
If immigration raids from Gastown had not happened here, we would not have the disorder that has been going on in the Citadel here. I will tell you that it is mostly peaceful now, but we do not know when or where the next Buzzards raids will be. That is the concern, because the Bullet Farm is left undefended. And if my war boys see ICE show up, they go out and protest peacefully with some beautiful shades of color.
That's some beautiful shades of color. There you go. That's somebody said it looks the same. Absolutely. These clips from Mad Max looks just like the clips we saw in LA. Thanks to, I think this was done by Dave Rubin's crew, putting this together.
Nothing is happening here. The Citadel was peaceful before Friday. When we find out when and where the other raids are going to happen, that will determine how my war boys respond.
This is our city!
Uh-oh. Now, don't y'all want to be a part of this right here movement? Send out this woman who looks like she should be somewhere in an insane asylum. Only reason you should be rocking that helmet right there is if you're a little kid learning how to ride a bike or you're special. But here she is. She's out there with, of course, the welder's glasses on. Somehow they found a vest big enough for her and a big fat yellow helmet that makes her look like she's special, and got the nerve to throw a microphone in her face. So let's hear what she's ranting about.
And this was Mexico! You can't get us out of the land that was ours! Donald Trump! Donald Trump! Fascism! Let our people free! Let our people free! And esta gente!
I mean, left-wing violence, left-wing protesting and anarchy just looks stupid. These folks, no, you should at least have, if you're trying to get some momentum behind your movement, your ideas, your protest, you should at least have protesters that are relatable to the masses. Protesters that people could say, these are sensible, rational people that I can relate to. So maybe if they got a problem with what's going on, I might want to listen. But when these protesters show up and you're going, wait, now who's out there protesting? This only discourages common sense, regular, normal Americans when you see these idiots out there. The chants that they use, the anger, the aggression, the statements, the people who they put up front. So now this special looking chick right here with this megaphone is out there saying something while the dummies are just repeating her, all with masks on in the middle of summer. And they want us to think that this is the serious movement we're supposed to respect. We're supposed to be empathetic to these people. We're supposed to be able to relate to these people. I should be able to see Kev in this crowd right here with that big bicycle helmet on, with some glasses and a vest and all of that and a mask on, repeating the chant coming from the special leader. I should be able to see myself in that crowd right there. I see myself running completely in the opposite direction of this group of people right here.
¡Let our people free! ¡Let our people free! ¡Suelta nuestra gente!
What? I don't know what that is. I will be having a hard time keeping up with the chant. She'll be, I'll be like, I think that's what she said. What did she say again? I can't hear her. She's yelling. She's screaming. She's out of control. She's not getting her point across. If I'm a regular human trying to listen to this, I'm going, what did she say? What is she mad about again? What is she yelling about? And why she had that big fat bicycle helmet on? But hey, she's about to tell us why she got a blow. You see her weapon of choice, y'all? She's out there rocking a blower. Now, if this guy don't ask her what's with the blower, nobody would know. You would be watching this going, we got a special person out here with some goggles on and a blower. What's with the blower? I mean, how's this relatable? So now she got the blower. She's about to tell us what the blower is for, y'all.
Let our people free!
What's the wind blower for?
Just for the tear gas to blow it back at those men!
Oh, okay. So now that's what the tear gas. Now wait, you see this wrestler, this professional wrestler out here? Who is he? The executioner? So now the executioner is out here in a full-blown suit but an all-black mask on. So now, y'all see the type of folks out there? So wait, here's the blower. Let's see how that blower works. This is liberal protesters. So let's see what the blower does.
If you have a blower, bring it up!
Bring it up. Okay, so here we go. Here's the tear gas and the blowers. Okay. Yep, looks like it's working. Uh-oh. Wait, no, maybe it's not. Maybe. And the guy with the blowers hanging in there, he is determined to make it work. Those things don't work. What are y'all doing out there with the blower? Don't worry, guys. Where you going? Everybody, come back. Unbelievable. Man, they are comedy. These people are absolute comedy. All right. That's right.
They're throwing bricks at...
Yep, throwing bricks. Unreal. All of them need to be thrown in prison. Every single one of them. Unbelievable. Oh, look at this. Oh, get him. Get him. Get them. Unreal. But nothing to see here, people. Everybody, nothing to see. Nothing to see. California is kind of crazy. Going back to Cali.
The LA County Police say that they have it under control.
Y'all hear this now? Oh, yeah, y'all. We're going to top it off with some beautiful gaslighting right here to see just how fake the fake news is. Here we go.
Carrying a flag is not illegal.
There you go. But standing on top of a burned police officer car is though, right? Carrying a flag. She's focused on the flag, y'all, and not on the fact that the person that's carrying the flag is standing on top of a cop car that's been destroyed. She wants to focus on the flag, y'all. You see how fake they are?
You know, what did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean, that was a real riot.
Video after video has shown that these agents are the ones provoking protesters and also making up, aggression by these protesters.
Now, do y'all see this crap? These are supposed to be elected officials that should be one of the biggest proponents of safety, law, and order. And this fool is saying that the agents are provoking. All I see is agents riding by trying to get out of that atmosphere. As they're fleeing the scene, the aggressors are throwing rocks at them. Rocks at them. Unbelievable. And this guy's talking about this, the agent. I don't see not one of these cars stopping, getting out, and punching this little weasel in the face for throwing bricks at him as they're riding by.
That later video shows people were not aggressive.
We are having an administration that's targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to protest. The president is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
The unrest is isolated. LA is home to millions of people. Most of them are having a normal day here on Sunday.
You've heard reports that there are riots on the streets of Los Angeles.
Reports.
That is not what's happening across the city.
There you go. Those are rumors. Now notice how they carefully craft these statements across the whole city. What you're hearing is there's riots going on in LA. What you're seeing is not riots across the whole city of LA. Unreal.
Los Angeles. Governor Newsom's right. There wasn't anything like a riot happening on Friday, Saturday.
We just witnessed a protester thanking a National Guardsman for his service here in California.
Yeah, that's all we did. Where's that video footage? Real far between. Hard to find some peaceful protesters. So now you got to just say stuff like that. We witnessed one protester actually saying that he thanks the National Guard for their service. What about all the ones that's thanking them by throwing bricks and stuff like that and burning up cars?
LAPD, by most estimates, had this under control last night.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm. There was a protest that got a little unruly.
Just a little.
Late
Just a little.
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please, Pittsburgh. Nothing to see here, please.
That is exactly what we're looking at right there. Yeah, nothing to see here, please.
The Defense Department earlier today, the DOD's rapid response account on X saying LA is burning. Of course, Monday morning there were no fires burning this morning in LA. So that kind of very...
Y'all hear this fool? Y'all hear Open Stadium up top? This morning, it wasn't no fires, but yesterday it was. But I don't want you to focus on yesterday. Yeah, I'm trying to now create distance from the fallout and the actual footage and reality of how damaging this riot was, these protesters were, by simply saying that let's just take it day by day. Today, none of this stuff is happening. So the headlines of what happened yesterday, it shouldn't matter. That was a long time ago. Long time ago, y'all. So don't apply that to what's going on today. You hear this fool?
Hyped up, very hypercharged rhetoric coming from Trump, coming from his agencies, and coming from his MAGA media outlets. And I noticed, Brianna, we all live on our phones these days. We're all scrolling through social media. You got to be careful at a delicate moment like this to look at the timestamps, look at the dates, look at when things are actually posted, and if they're really from the situation they're purporting to be. A lot of these algorithms are servicing hours old or even days old content.
Hours old or days old content. So therefore, you can't actually apply that to the overall riots and violence that occurred in the time frame of 3 days or so. Because if it happened on day one, that was a long time ago. That was actually on day one. It was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. You got to look at the timestamp. Because right now, after it's all over, you don't see any of that going on. You don't see any of that. So therefore, when you see burning stuff and bricks being thrown and folks being arrested and folks riding around with Mexican flags and circling, cop cars that they done burned up and stuff like that, don't apply that to the overall narrative that these were violent riots. Don't apply that to that. Only live in Brian Stelter's moment right here, which is what? 16 hours afterwards? 16 hours after. So if you see a video 16 hours ago that showed all that violence, it means nothing. It means nothing. Happened a long time, 16 hours ago. Dang on it.
So you might be looking at a video of something, wondering what's happening in LA. It's actually from 2 days ago. And that's, it only matters because it can...
2 days ago. This guy right here definitely has on his red dress and got on those high heels. He is prostituting himself. No wonder his voice is so high. Why don't you come up and see me sometime, big boy? Poo-poo-be-doo. Y'all hear this big prostitute right here? So now this guy's out here trying to get us to believe that a series of days of all of this violence you've watched, you can only relate to what is happening in the moment. That's what that is. Hey, Siri is up here trying to butt in on my conversation. Siri, get out. Go on now. Go and get.
I didn't get that.
You shouldn't get it because I wasn't talking to you. Now stay out of my business. Let's continue with little Brian Stelter.
Can give people a false impression of what's actually happening.
Wow. Like you're doing right now. This big fat prostitute, this big bag of prostitution is up here doing exactly what he is trying to tell you by simply applying these clips that maybe occurred a day ago, 2 days ago. That you can't apply those to this situation right here. Yeah, I'm trying to distract you and steer you far away from all the overwhelming evidence that shows exactly what occurred through Democrat policies and all of the rhetoric they have created around ICE and all of the violence that is taking place on the left. Unreal.
At a moment of unrest.
Shite. Oh, yes. That's shite.
Pure. 100. Brian Stelter is pure D, uncut, hot steaming shite. He's that horse shite that just falls on the ground while they're walking. Don't even pause or break to take a poop. I don't know how horses do it. Can you imagine as a human trying to take a dookie while you're walking? Impossible. No, that ain't a word, but that's impossible. So, yeah, that's what Brian Stelter is. He's horse manure that hits the ground and immediately flies are there somehow. Just like these protesters just show up. That's how flies show up on horse poop. I'm like, do they come with the poop? Are they already inside when they come out? I'm going, how did those flies end up on that poop as soon as it hit the ground? This is what Brian Stelter is right there. Undeniable, 100% hot steaming horse poop. That's what that guy is right there. With flies built in. Let's continue. I'm sorry I had to get so graphic to show just how funky and nasty Brian Stelter is with that fat lie. Pure shite. Horse shite.
Now that they're going to see the spectacle of quote-unquote LA on fire.
Oh, here come angry black man. Bring in the angry black man to slide in a racial element to all of this, y'all. So let's hear what the race baiter has to say about this. Okay, because this right here is about to get crazy too.
Fire, which it's not. Right? What will happen? Will he activate the ugliness that got him in office in the first place? Will folk now declare why they love him? Because we know that he's always good on the immigration question. And then the second thing, this reminds me historically of the, it's not a clear analogy.
It's not a clear analogy. So I'm bracing you for some shite. That's what he's about to do. It's not a clear analogy because this is going to be so over the top that I got to go ahead and put that disclaimer out there. It's not a clear analogy, but it is going to be pretty absolute crazy.
But when the nation, when these political factions divided the nation between slaveholders and slave catchers.
Oh, gosh.
When they made everybody with the fugitive slave law, all of us had to, if someone escaped, all of us had to return that particular piece of property.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for him. I'm embarrassed for the whole human race that this guy's a human out here just making this correlation right here. He's trying to make a correlation between ICE and slave catchers. Now, first of all, those slave catchers weren't riding around while people were throwing stuff at them. The slaves usually were gone. They didn't want to be near the slave catchers. They weren't out there with masks on throwing rocks at the slave catchers, antagonizing the slave catchers. They were running clearly away from the slave catchers These people are out there doing stuff that I'm going, you look like you want to be caught. That's not a smart slave. Where you sit back, here comes the slave catchers that aren't even trying to pursue us, but we're going to antagonize them and throw rocks and stuff at them. Yeah, so they'll chase us. We want them to chase us. We're doing stuff to invoke some type of reaction from the slave catchers. So now this fool gets up there and he tries to make this correlation. I mean, I want to see the football to his groin. That's what I want to see. Thrown by Tom Brady, thrown by somebody right now. I want to see a baseball right to his groin by, what's that fast pitcher, Randy, I forget his name. The fastest pitcher ever. Yeah, that right there. I want this guy right there to go out there with his little baseball wiffle bat and swing it and miss because it hits him right in the testes. So now here he is out here making this parallel somehow. It's not as exact parallel or nothing, but it reminds me of the slave catchers.
To these folk with ICE running around LA, forcing people to make choices. Will they protect their friends, their neighbors, their family members? Will they confront these folk and their terror?
Lighten up, Francis.
Lighten up, Francis. Boy, he wouldn't have you on a proper. Man, that guy right there is prostituting stuff. But then you got crazy folks. You got the regular crazies. So now, here's some of the liberals right here that's mad about this, and you wonder why Trump's very popular on this issue. You wonder why all of the polls are starting to show that Trump is getting more support from legal immigrants to saying, yeah, from minorities, from everybody, except crazy people like this that we're supposed to relate to right here. Listen to this crazy supporter.
Sucking sons of a bitches that think that you're just gonna go and arrest a bunch of protesters because they're out there doing something you're too afraid to do. They're out there fighting for our freedom.
What? Well, first of all, what you need to do is get that bull ring out your nose, okay? So now you see this chick right here, she's mad, yo. And she got a potty mouth. Somebody go get me a big fat bar of soap to shove down this liberal's throat. That's what she needs, some soap down the throat with that nasty stinking potty mouth of hers. So here she's mad, y'all, and we're supposed to relate to her.
And they're out there fighting for our right for free speech because you, all 2,000 of you National Guardsmen, you brave ass soldiers, you think you're gonna march in those streets and tell those people to shut the up? That is what you decided.
Wait a minute. Would you kiss your mother with that mouth? Dang on it. So let's finish hearing her rant about the ICE and all of this. And you see, these people are the product of all of the propaganda that's out there. These are the recipients of all of this gaslighting. Right now, she is like, go ahead, continue lying to me. I like the gaslighting. Her tank is completely full with gaslighting. There it is. Yep, give me more.
Fight for. You chose to defend us against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and
that's exactly what they're doing. By getting rid of all these illegal immigrants out of our country, especially the bad ones. But see, maybe she haven't had that experience. Maybe she hasn't had the experience of Laken Riley. See, maybe she hasn't had the threat of an illegal immigrant that shouldn't even be in the country, threatening her life and being put in a position that we look at all of these other family members that were recipient of that, these bad policies and these open borders. So she ain't had to worry about that.
Failed. And that's why they're out there on those streets. So who the are you to tell them to shut the up? Why don't you grow a pair, take off your mask, and tell me your name? Because my name is Alex and I say
You mean my name is crazy, concerned, white, liberal, on here with rainbow barrettes in my dang on hair and this big fat bull ring in my nose? Now, this woman is obviously out of her mind. She's, of course, showing all this stupid, unnecessary outrage and anger just so she can go viral, which, of course, look at her. Yeah, but she's going viral for all the wrong reasons. This isn't inspiring the right people. This right here only is relatable to crazy people like her. And then folks that got common sense and are saying, we use this to say this is what not to do. That's why I show her. That's why I show people like this. I want us to be able to see exactly the people who the Democrat Party has on their squad defending them. Yeah, I want all of the hardworking folks that might come home from a long day of working with their bare hands or doing whatever it is they do, and they turn on the TV and they hear these Democrats talk about mostly peaceful protesters and Trump and all of his the fascism and stuff, and he's doing it. And I'm going, yeah, you see who the people are backing up the Democrats right here? These are the folks right here just whining about what's going on. Now, do you think these are the folks that are wrapped tight? These are the folks we should say, what, you know what? I feel the same way as this crazy, over-the-top, insane white liberal right here just screaming and cussing all over the place. I feel the same. How about you calm down and use your words? But you think she's bad? We're going to go out with one that is even worse than her, if that's possible.
You innocent citizens have been thrown into a goddamn war zone and the color of their skin!
What? Now, he sounds and looks like a jihadist. You know, hachen in my scared. Yeah, I'm scared looking at you. I'm going, no, wait a minute. You ain't gonna hit me with the Allah Akbar any second now, are you? I hate to stereotype you, but you know, the way you're acting, I would be concerned if I'm at a parade or something marching and I see you pull up right before you get out the car to join the parade in your car making this video. I'm going, that person might have bad intentions for everybody, screaming and yelling into his camera. This ain't cool. This ain't sexy. I mean, obviously, this guy can't have a girlfriend or a wife. And she'd be going, oh, look at you. We couldn't even understand a word you're saying.
National Guard has been deployed in Los Angeles by Donald Trump to suppress peaceful protest. Peaceful protest.
Yep, there you go. All of that right there screams peaceful protester. This guy right there would be right in that crowd with a black mask on, throwing stuff. That's what he would be doing. This crazy outraged guy, they don't realize they hurt the cause. Making videos like this hurts the cause. If I did some type of survey, if I did some type of study and I brought people in and I say, all right, listen, everybody, I'm going to show you 2 clips of some Democrat supporters of illegal immigration being legal. All right, now I want you to tell me, would you be more prone to say, yeah, based on these people, their disposition, their argument, their, support of illegal immigrants becoming legal, yeah, I would support that. Or would you go immediately like, whoa, if these are the type of folks that are down for illegal immigrants staying here, then maybe it's a good idea to keep them out of here. Maybe these folks are good agents when it comes down to representing all of these illegal immigrants, probably going, hey, man, stop it. You're going to get us all deported. Sending out these crazy people, man, they're muy loco. Nobody wants to look at them and say, okay, because of these people, we should keep all the illegal immigrants. They're damaging our cause, man. Get off that car up there. You got the Mexican flag. You're going to get us sent back immediately. As soon as you see this, you go, maybe these people need to go. The folks out there trying to keep them here is crazy. They're nuts. And you want us to say, yeah, let's keep them here. Yeah, it's almost like you want us to bring bad behavior into the country. If you guys are all supporting this, I'm going, maybe y'all need to go with them too. I'm a little concerned when I see stuff like this.
Shut the hell up. That's not all. They're planning aggressive ICE enforcement for 30 days in LA. 30 days of terrorizing immigrant communities. Now they want to send the U.S. Marines.
I rebuke thee. Somebody go get the old church mothers. Somebody go get me some anointed oil. Somebody lay some hands on that man so you could cast out those demons. That man sounds like an angry pit bull that's been left in the car, barking at people walking by. That's what you would see if you walked past while he was making this video. You would be like somebody call animal services. They've locked up their dog in the car in the heat. Oh, that's a human? I didn't know humans sound and act like that. I thought he was an angry pit bull left in the car.
Are you kidding me? ICE officials are in Pasadena right now. A community hit hard by wildfires, and now they got to deal with militarized government harassment by living in trauma, and we're adding military here and ICE raids. If you think that's it, yeah. No, they're firing chemical irritants at peaceful protest.
Well, you hear this guy? That's rallying the troops, y'all. I guess he's convinced me. In between all of the screaming, I was catching bits and pieces of what he was trying to say, and it was angry man, and you know what, I'm crazy, and I'm letting everybody know that I'm nuts, and I'm screaming that I'm going to strip my throat because I'm trying to go viral on this video, and I think it's going to be a cool video, but it ends up revealing that I'm a full-blown jackass. Yeah. Damaging the cause. Immediately, I'm like, well, I'm not going to support whatever this guy's yelling about, that's for sure. This man, he belongs in an insane asylum. That's what it appears. I mean, this guy obviously is mentally disturbed. Honey, let's go the opposite direction. Let's go over here with the same people who have rational arguments, know how to communicate with their words, and they're not screaming and yelling like an angry pit bull trapped in a car.
This is our First Amendment rights! Fascist! Lighten up, Francis.
And there you go. That guy needs to lighten up, Francis. All of that screaming and mess ain't convincing or persuading anybody. All it is discouraging the right people. The people who got common sense and are rational Americans are going, only people I see coming out to support y'all cause are crazy, deranged, radical anarchists or nuts. People like that. People that are nuts, screaming, yelling, cussing, and not using their words properly. And just repeating nothing but the left-wing Democrat talking points. And I'm going, lighten up, Francis. All of y'all, over the top. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me tonight, y'all. Now I got to go ahead and get ready to go in and punch the clock. I wish I could stay around and hang out with y'all a little longer, but, you know, duty calls. So we shall be back here tomorrow, Lord willing. All right. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Don't forget on the way out, text MAGA to that number 330-974-4607. Haha, yeah. And don't forget you can check out Kevin's Corner store where you can purchase some merch, or you can simply support me through my Cash App, my PayPal link, and you can support by spreading the word, man, sharing my videos, and you know, letting everybody know it's popping over here in Kev's Corner. All right. So God bless you. God bless America. And we, yeah, there you go. That's one dog. The other one's trying to get up against one. You need a haircut, buddy. You're looking like Shaggy DA right now. Yeah, that's old school right there. Shaggy DA. That's what you're looking like, buddy. Straight up Shaggy DA. All right, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. God bless. Take care.